How we doing, everybody? This is Rick Rogers at Doomsday Tank Models. I have a correction of sorts, or a correction of a recommendation on what to do with your two-part putties, that epoxy putties that a lot of us use. And I suggested one of my videos, did very well, was roll them little balls and put them in a container, and then you can just use them instead of having them go into your boxes of putty. I still think it's a sound idea. The container didn't work out, and I need to let you guys know before you invest too much into doing that and then you realize, hey, my putty that's not cheap is all hard. So I was waiting to do this video strictly because I was waiting for something to come in the mail, and that came in today, so I want to show it to you. Okay, so this is Viaplex. They're little cosmetic jars, and I really like the look of them because they have an inner liner, and then close it up like that. Now I've got it all set up where I'm going to put it in one of my drawers over here. I had to make some changes. This was the only place I could have put it. It's okay for my setup. I don't know about you guys', so I just want to show this to you and see how much this will work for you or not. At the very least, I want to apologize for this not working out. My first reaction was to put this plumber's tape on here, and I think because the air was getting in there, the threads aren't, they're super cheap, and I thought they would be adequate, but they're not. So I put some plumber's tape on it. It seems to be working okay. Then I thought, my brain goes, well, protect the inside too. So I put some saran wrap in here, and then I thought, well, my point is, it's not becoming convenient, and why would you want to do this if it's not convenient for you guys? So I can no longer recommend this container that I originally did, and I want to apologize for that. What I did do is get these containers, and I had a gentleman write in about he's a lifelong milliput user, and I got some of that stuff. Let's set some of that stuff up too, so I'm going to do that. These are jars that are, the glass is darkly, and I think it'll be good too, so it won't let in as much light. It's glass versus plastic. I think it's going to be good, but before you guys switch over, or think about switching over, unless you know the the ins and outs of how air gets to your products that could solidify over time, I was going to set myself up and then do a video on that, on how it worked out. So if you're interested in this stuff, I wanted to show you this on the page. This is the guy that does it, the person that does it. I don't know if it's a guy that has those. They're out of, I believe, Oregon. Got to me in 3 days, very fast shipping to Central California. So much appreciative of that. Also, which you'll see right here, I had another kind person write in and ask for a recommendation for a T34. And I've always favored the T34 76. And I asked him to consider the T34 76 with applique armor, which is what I did on a kit with this one. I put some paint down on it just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So I got the base color on there. I don't know where I'm going to go from there. I really tend to like with the Eastern Front winter camouflage, so I may go that direction. This is, turn this light off here. This is a real T34 76 tank with the applique armor. You can see some real world applications. I'm sorry about the bright light in here. I think it's really neat. More applique armor on the side and the front. This was all because the Tiger II came on the battlefield. This was the quarter kit that you can do with Tamiya models. they come up with. They're not cheap either, but they're quarter kits that you can add to a Tamiya kit to make a different variation of what Tamiya came out with. And I think that's really cool. For me, anyway, because I like the Soviet Army World War II. So that's just more pictures of the process. I decided, as you can see, to take off the fenders. I thought leaving the fenders on got kind of boring for me. And because I love these metal tracks, I'm going to put those on there. So I'd like them to be seen. You're going to spend the money on metal tracks. It's nice if they're seen, isn't it? So one thing I had to do as well is I put a little magnet on the bottom of here. And this is part of a door lock, I believe, I put in there. And it just fits in there nice and works out very well. I hope the gentleman that wrote in, that's a good recommendation for you. There's a better look of this model. I did all metal bars for the handle grips and whatnot. I like to go metal when I can. Metal tow ropes as well. I think it's really tough looking T34 with the applique armor because of the Tiger tank coming on the battlefield. The 76 was great for the invasion of Russia by the Germans in 41. They didn't have anything that could fight it except for the 88 millimeter artillery piece. Very effective. However, they're not as mobile as a tank, of course. So they had to come up with something. They came up with the Tiger II. Very expensive alternative, but very effective. And as a stopgap to come up with the next Soviet tank, they came up with the T34-76 with applique armor until the T34-85 could be produced and sent to the battlefield. So I don't know. That's my recommendation. Here's the quarter kit. That's what they send you. And you have to do quite a bit of carving and stuff like that. It's not easy, but man, are the results beneficial once you finish. That's a Sherman tank, how they used to cure the paint in the factories. That was interesting. Anyway, I hope you accept this apology for the recommendation that did not work out for me, so I assume it will not work out for you as well. And I wanted to correct that as soon as I can. So what I did was went ahead and relabeled everything. I'm going to abandon this altogether. Probably, well, I'll clean it out. I shouldn't be wasteful. I'll clean it out. I kind of want to throw it away out of frustration, but I shouldn't do that. Anyway, I hope you'll accept that I'm going to have a stinker idea once in a while, and I apologize for this one. So I still like the convenience. I'm still convinced that the convenience can be followed through on correctly, providing I have the right system. So I think these little glass jars, I think they're going to do the trick. I think. So if you're patient with me, I'm going to give it a couple weeks and see if they're the same stickiness. And the way you can tell, just go into your box, you know. Go into your box of Tamiya putties and whatever putty you have, that's a 2-part. And as long as it's still sticky, you're good. If it's not sticky, that's when, of course, it's solidifying and it won't be as usable as you think. So I want to make sure you guys are armed with the proper information, and I hope I've come up with a correction and a counter solution to my original one that will work for everybody. And again, I wanted to thank you for all the subscribers out there. At last look, within the last hours, at 135. And my best video is at 2,900 views. Amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you for the kind comments. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe to my videos to help me grow my channel to serve you better and give you better ideas in the future. I will put more research into things. Some things will be apparently advantageous to everybody. This one I should have done some homework on before I recommend it to you guys. But I think the idea is still sound. So I just need I think I have the right containers now. And I will certainly let you know just as soon as I know it works out for me. If it doesn't work out for me, I'm not going to recommend it for you. So I hope you accept my apology.